Hey everyone, I gotta say I'm so excited to tell you about what God has been doing recently. It's been an exciting couple of months, and I gotta tell you, so let's move back a few months. One, September, we launched a brand new church with Pastor Rodell, a friend of mine, launched in the middle of our pandemic here under a pretty strict lockdown, and we're able to launch with several hundred people. He's been meeting every weekend since then. God is really doing some amazing things. Then in October, all of our small groups, all over Metro Manila, over 400 small groups, started sharing the gospel through an evangelistic party. We call it the Meet My Friend Party, or MMKP, which is Kaibigan, Meet My Friend Party. From that, we had 4,658 of our friends attend our parties, and from that, intentionally sharing the gospel at a table with our friends over coffee, we saw 2,606 salvations just in the month of October. I mean, that was a great month. We celebrated, we had a great victory about that, with that as well. And then into November. November, we really pushed a lot in our missions and focused a lot on missions. Had several missions events where we brought in churches from the outside of Global Surge, engaged in missions with them, talked about what missions could be for them, really cast the vision for what it would be like to become an overseas foreign missionary and to serve on a new platform. So we're reaching out to all these Filipino churches all over and doing that. And from that, we saw 196 new commitments to become foreign missionaries. And God really moved. And it was just so exciting to see that. The country continues to open up a little bit more. And so it's given us a little bit more freedom. We finally now here in the Metro Manila area have permissions to meet finally at 50% capacity and greater in some places, but mostly 50% capacity. And from that, we just continue to take advantage of the more and more freedoms that we've been giving, the liberties we've been able to have to continue to reach and to communicate and to train people. So in December, I actually held a leadership event. We call it Directors Plus, for different directors of different ministries all throughout the Philippines. And I was expecting about 30, maybe 35 people to show up. We had 75 show up just a couple weeks ago in December, and just continue to level up and cast vision for what the future holds. And I really believe 2022 is going to be a great year. But I got some more stats, okay? So we were able to still hold our camps, not up at the campsite. We've done mobile camps and going all over different parts of the city, holding them in smaller batches, anywhere from 50 to 150, sometimes 200 students at a time, sharing the gospel in smaller batches, and been able to do that very strategically and creatively. From that, we've seen 19,933 saved. We still have more camps possibly in the schedule as things continue to open up in the future, just by the end of this year. Our churches have continued to meet. Many of them are meeting in smaller groups. Some of them are meeting in multiple services so they can fit and fill into the 30 and 50% capacity. We've had 7,715 people make professions of faith just within our churches. We continue to disciple these new believers and talk about baptism and engage in baptism. We've had 329 baptisms so far this year. It's the middle of December, so I know we still have a few more weeks where people will likely be baptized as well before the end of the year. And our discipleship continues to live with the mantra of discipleship is one of the greatest parts of the Great Commission. So we share the gospel, we begin discipleship, engage them into our community groups. And right now we have 1,955 people engaged in discipleship, and that number continues to grow daily. We keep seeing more and more disciples popping up all over the city as we continue to intentionally disciple these new believers. And so now I want to ask you and talk to you about what I think the future holds. So in 2022, we're excited. So we launched a church last September with Pastor Rodell. We're launching 2 more churches this year, one with Pastor Zaldi Bautista and Pastor Ian Gallega, and both of these are urban church plants here in Metro Manila. We actually have some new church plants also set to launch in Cambodia as well as in Thailand. So we have 3 to 4 new churches that are set to launch in this next year, and we're very much looking forward to doing that. And we're going to continue to push and impress the intentional discipleship on our leaders and all those who volunteer. And we believe that over the next 2 or 3 years, three to 5 years, we'll see our discipleship numbers get actually all the way up to over 5,000 people engaged in discipleship that will be meeting weekly. We're looking at our community group leaders, our C group leaders, and as those small groups reach into the community and bridge the church to the family in gathering in such a way, we expect that to go over 1,000 here the next couple of years as well. And so the new church plants, the growing discipleship, the growing number of community groups and community group leaders happening, we believe that 2022 is going to be a great year, and 23, 24, and 25, and doing that. And there, yep, that's a helicopter flying right overhead, right in the middle of all of this. So this is what I envision for the next couple of years. And I actually am looking for people to consider joining us. Now I want you to consider joining us in a couple different ways. One area is I want you to consider and start praying about maybe God has been working on your life on maybe serving on our team, our Global Surge team. We're looking for new team members in the United States, in also in different parts of Africa and Southeast Asia. We're looking for our team to grow. We believe that there's some great expansion on the horizon, and we want you to be part of that. The second is we definitely continue to need more and more people to be praying for our ministry. So much happens in our ministry that can only be accomplished through prayer, and Paul talked about that as well, and the power of prayer, the power of fasting for missionaries. And we support missionaries as well. Our family, Kelly and I and our kids, we support missionaries, individual missionaries as well. And we believe that continuing praying for our missionaries, partners, and our friends makes a huge difference in their lives. And I know it makes a big difference in ours. So I'd pray that you would consider partnering us in prayer as well into this next year. And the last thing is we're looking for some new partners to come on board financially as well. So in this next couple of years, we're looking to add several new team members. We're launching new churches, and all that definitely comes at a cost financially as well. And so one of the things that we're looking to add is 2 or 3 new team members, actually 4 or 5 new team members. We're probably looking at $5,000 or $6,000 a year that we're looking to add for that. New church plants, we can start a new church plant for $6,000 a year. So I'm looking to raise money in these 2 particular areas. One, to build out our team and to continue to expand our team. So I'm looking to raise about $6,000 a year for that. And for our church plants, we have several new church plants, $6,000 each. We have 4 new church plants, $24,000 I'm trying to raise for that. So if God would compel you to be part of our annual gift and be part of our year-end giving project, would you consider coming in? And I'm looking at a couple different ways. One, I have some friends and ministry partners who come in and they give annually. They come in once a year, twice a year sometimes, and that's really a huge encouragement to us to see that and doing that. So we're looking for people to come in, looking for you, our friends and partners to come in to not only pray, not only consider joining us physically, but to consider joining us financially as well. And so, would you consider giving? Maybe before the end of the year, anywhere, maybe $50. Maybe $100, maybe $500, maybe over $1,000. I mean, it depends on how God continues to work on your heart. And I believe that the generosity is really more of a heart issue than a financial issue. So as God compels you to give, I want God to fill you with joy as you give as well. So that's an annual gift. The other area is we actually are looking to add some new monthly partners as well. People who want to come on monthly and consistently. It allows us to really kind of schedule out our financial calendar a little bit better, as we know that we have regular, consistent monthly partners that are going to come in and donors that are going to come in at us. And a couple of things that I'm looking to do. I'm actually trying to find 100 people at $100 a month that would come in and commit and allow us to really scale ministry in a big way. 100 people at $100 a month. Maybe that's not within your range. Maybe that's way too low. And I'm not really sure where you are financially. But would you consider praying about that? Maybe $50 a month, maybe $100 a month, maybe $200 or $300 a month would fit within your family's budget for being part of our growing and expanding ministry. But whatever it ends up being, I'm going to put a link in the description and a link at the end of this email as well on where and how you can partner doing that. You can go through your church if you want. You can come directly to us at Global Surge or different online options as well. But we want to continue to find ways where you can continue to partner with what's happening over here. God is moving, and He's not done. I think we're just on the beginning of a very large wave that will continue to roll and continue to move forward in the ministry as we move forward. So thank you for all that you have done. Many of you have been partners for many years, and I'm blessed to be partnering with you. Many of you have been praying for us for over 10 years. We've been over in the Philippines for over 11, and God is just doing some amazing things. So thank you so much. I'm so excited for the future. Can't wait to continue to talk to you about this. God bless you.